When we last saw this IBM 5150 motherboard, we had tested that its power supply was good, and the voltages coming off on the motherboard under load were within the spec. Hello everyone, I'm Alan Gracia, and this time we're going to be taking a look and making sure that we are seeing the 4.77 megahertz clock chip generating the appropriate cycle. We're going to make sure we can see it on the CPU and we can see it on the bus controller. And sometimes it's just a holiday sweater. Let's get right to it. All right, so let's take a look at what we're going to be doing today. I've mapped out what we have done. I'm playing Weatherman here, if you can see the other camera angle. So as we're doing the troubleshooting on the 5150, things that we've already done, is we check the PSU fan is always running, so while it's powered on, that's a good sign. We also took a look at the motherboard under load. We did that in the last episode, and all voltages and the power good sign signal, they're all okay. So that's another great place to be. It's not likely that we have a short circuit on the board because we are not having any short circuits, and then the power supply isn't shutting down immediately. So also that's a good sign. It doesn't mean that there isn't anything wrong with the power supply or something on the board isn't also failed, but as of right now, the best information that we have is that these things are working within some level of tolerance, within some level of spec. So if we make an assumption that those things are good, and there's no observable damage to the motherboard, there's no chips or anything knocked off it, the caps all look good, the resistors look good, there's no physical observable damage. Again, not to say there isn't any, it's just saying that I'm not seeing it through a visual inspection. So let's take those four things as good. What are we going to do now? So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to reseat the BIOS chip and with a little deoxit, make sure that we have good contact there. Okay, then we're going to take a look at the 8284 clock chip, make sure we're seeing that 4.77 megahertz signal. That's the clock signal that's required to get the board up and running and components working. So we'll check that for as being good. Next thing we're going to do is that we're going to probe pin 19 on the 8088 CPU. Right, we should see that clock signal there. So the clock is generating a signal. We should see it on the CPU, which is also necessary. And that'll be on pin 19 at position U3 on the motherboard. And then we'll use the oscilloscope to also probe pin 2 on the 8228 chip. That's right here next to the power connectors for P9. We're going to see if we see the clock signal there as well. That's located at U6. So we're going to see if we have that sort of clock going from the clock chip to the CPU to the bus controller. We're going to reseat that BIOS chip, which is also needed, and see if we can get a good clean contact. And then we'll power up and see if there is any difference. We get a beep after 2, 3, 4 minutes, and we'll go from there. All else fails, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to drop this board into the ultrasonic cleaner. We're going to give it a bath. It's almost Merry Jankmas, Christmas Eve for those who celebrate, and so we'll be taking a couple days off to make videos from making videos. So that's a great time to soak this board, get it cleaned, let it dry out, and then we'll bring it back and take a look at where we are after the ultrasonic cleaning. Also, I have gone ahead and ordered a T48 EEPROM programmer. So hopefully we'll be able to pull these BIOS chips and these basic ROM chips out from the motherboard. We'll run them through the EEPROM burner and make sure that we can see that they're good, or if they're not, then we'll be able to figure out what correct size we need to buy. And we'll get some new EEPROMs and an eraser, and we'll try writing some of the diagnostic ROMs and rewriting the ROMs to the EEPROMs. Okay, let's start by getting this BIOS chip out of here, and let's deoxit that socket. All right. So there's the BIOS chip. Didn't mangle it too badly. So you can see that there. Got the deoxit. My little squeeze bottles are still on the way, so we're going in with the big boy. Hopefully this won't be too bad. Oh yeah, it's making a big flooded mess right there. Oh, that's awesome. We'll get some cotton wipes here. Dab that up just a little bit. Okay. No harm, no foul on that one. Okay, and let's just fix that leg. And the notch is to the left. Well, to my left anyway. Line that up. Good. Put that in. And maybe we'll use a different tool this time. Get my lift tool here. Carefully pull it out, and then we'll reseat it again. Just have the legs make contact. We'll check. All the legs up here have gone back into the sockets, so that's a big plus. Swipe that down a little bit. All right, and we'll go ahead and turn this on. We've got the speaker connected. Let's see if we get any change. Clean that up a little bit. Now, I have been told this takes about 4 minutes. You saw the follow-up to video 2 that was posted on YouTube. We waited about 4.5 to 5 minutes. We had some hot cocoa. We listened to some holiday music, and we never did get the beep. So the theory is that this chip could be bad, and that's where the T48 EEPROM reader is going to come in. We'll use that to read the chip, make sure it's good. If it's not, then we'll test it to find out how much capacity this chip has, whether it's 16 KB or 8 or whatever it happens to be. We'll figure that out at a different time, but we'll see what we can read this chip and figure out what size storage capacity that is. Then we'll get some blank EEPROMs off of eBay or something with an eraser, erase the EEPROMs. We'll burn some new BIOS chip on there, or a new diagnostic ROM or something like that, and we'll see if that has any effect. So right now we're just talking, and see, the fan is running, the power supply is good, still have no beeps. We've gone ahead and reseated that BIOS chip. So let's go ahead and get the oscilloscope probe out. And let's see here. Okay. So we are in oscilloscope mode, and we'll go ahead and hang ourselves up in cables. Now I've got an extra long alligator clip here, so we can safely clip on to ground over here, and then we'll take a look at what we've got. So we are going, the first chip is the 8284A, the clock chip. So that is going to be at, let's take a look at the map here. That is going to be 8284. 8284 is going to be this chip right here, and then we're looking, it's at U11, and pin 8 should be running at 4.77 megahertz. So let's see if we can get in here and check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we have signal here. I think we've seen this before. So we got 4.77 megahertz and we've got a signal there. So that's looking pretty good. I think you can see that in the camera there. So we know that the 8284A clock chip is running at 4.77 megahertz on pin 8, so that's good. Next thing we'll do is we're going to move on to the 8088 CPU located at U3. We'll look for that same 4.77 megahertz clock signal. That's going to be on pin 19. So if I remember the diagram correctly, pin 19 is all the way over here on the right. And so we are seeing a wave there that looks very similar. I'm not seeing a frequency show up in the multimeter, but we do have the signal there, and it does look like this one right here. So I'm going to call that good for the moment. I hope that hope that qualifies. Again, I do not know what I'm doing. I am learning on the job here. So yeah, this is an adventure for everybody watching. All right, so the 8088 CPU, 4.77 megahertz clock signal on pin 19, located at U3. That's also looking good, so I'll give that a thumbs up. And the next thing we want to take a look at is the 8288 chip, which is at U6. That is this chip right here. That's right below the P9 connector. So this is the actual, I guess, the P2 connector jack. So let's take a look at what pin 2 looks like that on that. So I'm going to make an assumption here that the side closest to me is the side with pin 1. So we'll go to 2. And on the oscilloscope, we are seeing a signal that looks very similar. Again, it's not showing a frequency right here, but it is showing that same signal that we're seeing on pin 19 on the CPU and on pin 8 on the clock chip, which is registering 4.77 megahertz. So I think that these three chips, the CPU, the clock chip, and the bus controller, are all looking good. That is some really good signs, I think, for the board. It seems these first three chips are working normally, and I think that does bring us to this BIOS chip based on all of the positive feedback that folks have been giving on YouTube and on Mastodon and Blue Sky. I really do appreciate the comments. I do read everything you guys and gals send in. And so helping me deduce what might be going wrong, I think we're looking at this BIOS chip next. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this board, we're going to bring it upstairs, we're going to get it in the ultrasonic cleaner. I'm going to have to do that in like 2 or 3 passes because the board is just like a ½ an inch too big for my ultrasonic cleaner. We'll get that cleaned up with some distilled water and some dish soap. We'll let it clean it out a little bit. We'll rinse it off, we'll get it cleaned up, we'll let it dry out. In the meantime, I'll be waiting for my T48 EEPROM programmer to show up, and then we'll test this chip and make sure we can read it. If we can't, that's going to tell us something. If we can, we know what size it is, and then we'll go ahead and get some replacement EEPROMs in here that we can program using that same thing, and then we will see what happens next. So it is still Dawsember. There is still time for at least one more Dawsember video, assuming everything comes in the next couple of days, and we'll take it from there. Okay, we're back up in the kitchen, and we've got the ultrasonic cleaner. We're going to go ahead and turn this on. So that is on, and then we're going to make a little adjustment here on the camera. Sorry about that. So you can see that we've got the ultrasonic cleaner here, and we're going to warm that up a little bit. So we'll set this to 35. I think the manual called for something between 30 and 60. So we'll just, again, this is the first time I'm using this, so we'll go ahead and keep this at 35, maybe 40. We'll see how that warms up a little bit. All right, I've gone ahead and raised the temperature to 40 degrees. Gonna add a little dish soap to it. A little dab will do you. At least that's how it goes. And we'll take the board. Here it is. Now this won't fit all the way in with the tray, so I'm just gonna dip it in a little bit. And we're gonna rest it right on top there. Lift the tripod just a little bit so you can see what's going on there. And then we're gonna give this a bath for about, let's say, 10 minutes. And we'll come back in 10 minutes to see what's up. Okay, with the first round of ultrasonic cleaning done, let's take a look at the clean versus unclean side of the board. So there we are. So there's unclean, there's clean. That's looking really good. I'm putting all over my floor. That's fantastic. But we're going to go ahead and get this board back in, and we'll clean the other half, rinse it off, and then we'll come back and wrap it up. This IBM 5150 motherboard is definitely looking 100% better, if not slightly soggy. So the plan for right now is that this guy is going to dry off for a couple days. We'll not plug it into power, let it dry off. I've rinsed it off with 2 gallons of distilled water, so that should get all the soap that might still be on here off. So we're going to let it dry out. In the meantime, we're going to wait for that T48 EEPROM programmer to show up. When it gets here, we'll go ahead and test out this BIOS chip and see if we can read it, if it's any good. And then we'll figure out from there what kind of EEPROMs we might need to swap out the BIOS chip, maybe these 4 basic ROMs with get this IBM 5150 finally in booting for real. I appreciate everyone watching this IBM 5150 December to remember video series. It certainly has been enlightening, let's say, for me. Hope it's been enjoyable for you. The old Mac guy is learning lots about early IBM PCs as we go through this troubleshooting process together. Again, appreciate all the comments and tips that are being left online at YouTube in the comment section. Hit the bell, like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, as well as all the feedback and technical support that is coming in on Mastodon and Blue Sky. I really do appreciate it. And till next time, have a very safe Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. Just remember, here at Smartphone Fanatics, we celebrate Merry Jankmas. Catch all the next ones. And thanks for watching.